Hello, everybody, and welcome. It's Patrick Prohaska from Lightbridge, and I'm so happy to have all of you here with me today for Lightbridge Happy Hour. And I am in a really, really good mood today. I'm so happy to have you here with me. I've been eagerly waiting for this moment because I know this is going to be fulfilling for me. At the same time, I am completely and utterly exhausted because the eclipse energy that always gets me, the solstice energy that always gets me. I did a shamanic ceremony on Thursday, one of those overnight, all just deep in ceremonies. It was super powerful, and that's got me exhausted. I did a live free event here in the Palm Springs area over the weekend. That exhausted me. So I am really happy to be with you here. I'm going to try to go the entire 90 minutes or so. But if I get exhausted, if I poop out later, I apologize if I'm not able to get to your question. So, anyway, we are looking at metamorphosis today. Metamorphosis, both physical on a personal level and on a global level. And this is the absolute perfect time for us to be talking about this because the solstice is a pivot point in on a global level. It's a change in direction, and you can feel that palpably. And if you tune into it, that is. And it's an opportunity for you to come into alignment with your own personal pivot point. It can energize you to step in a new direction. And then, of course, we have the solar eclipse, which is all about alignment, especially, a lunar eclipse has that alignment with opposition, with the moon and the sun on opposite sides of the planet. But a solar eclipse is about literal alignment of the solar and lunar forces. And it's also an opportunity to really step into something new and powerful. So I am not an astrologer. I know practically nothing about astrology, but I do know that I can really, really feel it when these alignments happen. And if you're feeling it too, and it's a little bit overwhelming for you, or it's exhausting you, I want to kind of soothe out that energy for you and make it so it doesn't block you from doing what you need to do this week and moving forward. Okay, everyone, let's please make sure you're in a very safe, comfortable place with no distractions. Set aside anything and everything that might distract you, such as your cell phone or a video game or um, a YouTube video. Just let it all go. And now allow me to connect energetically with you and with your higher self. Okay, beautiful. And as that connection is being set, simply turn inward and observe. You notice energy that needs to be released. Don't stand there in judgment of it or try to figure out why it's there or how it fits in with your story or your narrative. Just let it go. Come out of judgment about yourself. Come out of judgment about other people. And simply allow a flow of energy between you and me and your higher self and everyone else who's in this group right now. Beautiful. Now, everyone take a very, very deep breath and hold it for a moment. And release when you're ready. Okay, please take another very, very deep breath, way deep into your belly, and hold that for a moment. And release when you're ready. Okay, wonderful. So, once again, thank you everyone for joining in. We're looking at metamorphosis, and I want to start by talking about what that means for you personally, what it means for me personally, how you can step into and empower whatever shift you have in mind for yourself. Because a lot of times when we're engaged in pivot points or changing something in our lives or wanting to transform our body in a different way or our mind or spirit, we do it with a mindset that actually stands in opposition to our success. So there are ways you can step into a self improvement program or a spiritual path that are empowered and drive you forward and give you momentum and create tangible results. And there are other ways which are very, very common. In fact, they're much more common, where you just set up roadblocks for yourself before you've even taken the first step. You trip over the roadblocks and then you say, there's no point, it's too much work, I give up. So we want to clear some of those really common steps away from metamorphosis. So you may want to take notes during this part if you want, or just let the information soak into you so you can embody it as you move forward. So the first thing that I want to bring up for you that's extremely important is when you're moving into something new and different, you need to have a really clear idea of what it is you would like to have when you make your change, when you metamorphose. Most of us are in the energy of knowing what we can't stand about our current situation. So I hate my job, I hate the boss, I hate the long hours, I hate this, that, and the other thing. I know I want to change. I'm quitting this job and I'm going to do something new and different. If you have absolutely no clue about what it is you would like to do instead, or better yet, what the qualities are of the new job you're going to take or the new boyfriend you're going to date or the new car you're going to get, if you don't know what the qualities are that you desire, you're going to carry all that baggage with you into whatever new job you get. So you're going to shift from one job to another one where you have exactly the same boss and exactly the same rude coworkers and exactly the same long hours, and you're going to hate that job until you can't stand it anymore and you take the leap again into another job that's exactly the same as the previous one. I know this from personal experience. I did it countless times myself when I was in the restaurant industry. It's constantly shifting jobs. And the funny thing about the restaurant industry is everyone else I knew, for the most part, they were also doing that. There were very few people, except for, some really well-established chefs and some general managers. Everyone else was constantly jumping from job to job to job to job. And everywhere they went, all they would do is complain about how horrible it was in the last job. So that energy will never, ever, ever create something new for you that's better. So let's do a little activation here that's going to allow you to have a deep and vivid understanding of the qualities that you would like to have in your life to replace what's not working for you now. Beautiful. And I want to pound in, I want to really drive home into your subconscious mind that in order to create something new and better for yourself, you need to know what that new and better is in positive terms. You need to know what it would feel like to have a boss who respects you, and you need to savor that feeling. You need to know what it would feel like to have a work environment where you're supported and all of your coworkers love you, respect you, support you, and want you to succeed. When you can tap into those energies, then you can create whatever it is you would like to have different for yourself. So we want to lock in to your subconscious mind an awareness of when you're engaging in away from energy, which is whenever you're fixated on and focused on what you don't like in your current situation. So you can instead focus on the qualities of what you would like instead. And you can really savor those, imagine them, and actualize them for yourself in your energy field. Because remember, all of this is based on energetics. It's all energy. And if the energy that you're carrying internally is the energy of victimhood, then what you create in your life, no matter where you go, is more victimhood. If the energy that you're carrying is a deep, profound knowledge and savoring of what you would like to enjoy in life, and you carry that forward, that's what you create through the energetics of law of attraction and so forth. So everyone, just kind of let's allow this to settle into your subconscious mind and release when you're ready. Okay, beautiful. Number two, the second thing that I'd like you to remember and I'd like you to embody is that we have a certain myth, a mythos in our community that basically says that for growth to be meaningful, it must be painful. That there must be struggle involved in you to achieve something new and better for yourself. And therefore, if it comes easily and effortlessly to you, it's meaningless or it's going to be taken away from you, or there's just no, no appreciation of it. That struggle somehow creates a better life for you. And it is absolutely true that a lot of our growth comes through struggle. It is absolutely true that we have growing pains. It is absolutely true that you appreciate your success more if you put in hard work to achieve it. But that doesn't mean that it must be a struggle in order for you to achieve success. It doesn't mean that you must have pain in order to grow. We want to open up a second pathway for you where you can grow easily and effortlessly, even as you're growing by the lessons you learn in the painful experiences. So please allow that to emerge within you now. A deep awareness that it is possible for you to shift into something new easily and effortlessly and still appreciate it for what it is and still find meaning in it. Beautiful. And this is a secondary pathway along with that primary pathway that most people live, where you struggle your way to success, you fail your way to success, you pain your way to pleasure. Just want to add this in because, yeah, yeah, and anywhere and everywhere you've decided there is absolutely no growth without pain. Let's get the truth about that and clear it away. Anywhere and everywhere you have embraced the truism that people state, no pain, no gain, the Nike motto, anywhere where you believe no pain, no gain, let's get the truth about that and clear that away. And bring in on a deep subconscious awareness of how you can achieve growth without pain. Doesn't mean that it will always be painless, but it opens up a pathway that allows you to grow more um, in a more joyful way. Beautiful. Okay. And then another thing that needs to be cleared is anywhere and everywhere you resent or you hold in contempt or you hate people that achieve something with less effort than it would take you to achieve it, let's clear that away right now because that's going to block you. That's going to make everything in your life a struggle. If you are contemptuous or you're angry or upset or you outright hate people who are born into wealth just because they're born into it, that's going to block you. Now, that's different than saying that you don't approve of the way they use their easily gotten wealth. Okay, that's different. But hating them because they got something easily and effortlessly will block you from ever having anything easy and effortless yourself. So let's do that shift for you right now to clear away that tendency if you have it. Okay, Okay, beautiful. The third thing I want to clear away is any and all feelings that you are not ready for whatever metamorphosis you have. So a lot of us have, some of us have a really, really clear idea of what we would like. We have a very clear idea of what we would like our life to look like 5 years from now. But there are like a million messages inside us that I'm not ready for that yet. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not in shape enough. I don't have enough money now to invest in it. I don't, I'm not ready for it for whatever reason. I'm not ready for the responsibility that that type of success will carry with it. So, anywhere and everywhere you have blocked yourself in your personal growth, anywhere you blocked yourself because you felt like you weren't ready yet for it, let's get the truth about that and bring in a really deep awareness that you are more ready than you know. Okay, beautiful. Okay, now a fourth energy that blocks a lot of people is the feelings kind of related to number two. It's the feeling that it's not worth the effort, that your metamorphosis, the growth, the change that you have is not going to be substantially different from what you have right now. And therefore, it'd be nice to have, but it's not worth the time, energy, and effort that you would put into achieving it. And therefore, you're just going to stay where you are. So let's clear that energy away if you have it. Okay. It's actually pretty common. Yeah. Okay. And now the fifth thing that I'd like to shift for everyone is it's related to the phoenix myth. The phoenix myth is that the phoenix, the bird, it burns to a crisp, it burns to a cinder, and then out of the ashes, a new phoenix emerges. So the phoenix myth is basically the belief system that if you want to create radical and meaningful, significant change in your life, you need to burn to the ground what came before and then create something new out of the ashes. And you might not consciously believe that, but it might be what gets set up subconsciously. And it happens in two ways. The first way is you simply don't have the motivation to make a change in your life until you've hit rock bottom. And then when you hit rock bottom, then when everything collapses, then you have no choice but to make some sort of change in your life and have the metamorphosis. Okay, so that's one expression of the phoenix myth of burning it to the ground and then building something new out of the ashes. The second one is a more conscious effort that people make to just actually tear down what they have in order to create something new. So it's not that they hit rock bottom by external circumstances, it's that they choose to hit rock bottom in order to motivate themselves to change. So let's clear both of those away for you right now. In anywhere and everywhere you have lived your life in accordance with the myth of the phoenix, let's clear that away. Bring in a different opportunity that you can start where you are. Isn't that interesting that if you want to start an exercise program, or you can like lose 20 pounds or something like that, you can start where you are today. You don't need to have that one day or one week where you just let everything go and it's your last hurrah before you can start working out. It's what a lot of people do in the month of December. They know they're going to start a program, a fitness program in January, so they just let everything collapse in the month of December. They go hog wild, and then it's much harder to start where you are after you've burnt it to the ground. So we're clearing that energy away. Okay, and then the final thing I want to bring up, and there are plenty of other things as well, but number six, it's related to the first principle of uh, standing in the energy of what you desire rather than away from energy. And that is, there is a law of the universe. It's closely related to the law of attraction. It's called the law of mental equivalence. And the law of mental equivalence basically states that whatever you create in your environment is the perfect equivalent of the psychic energy that you had going into the creation process. That you create your experience in the world through your thoughts, your beliefs, your judgments, your expectations, and so forth. And if you expect bad things to happen, you create bad experiences in your life. You attract them. They seem to happen spontaneously. If you truly, on a subconscious level, truly expect positive things to happen, then you attract good things in your life. If you're incapable of even imagining what it would be like to have complete transformation or to have a new life, then it's not possible for you to pour energy into creating it. So this is a difficult thing for a lot of people to recognize. If you don't have the capacity to understand joy and to feel joy and to step into joy and imagine what it would be like for other people to have joy as well, then there's no energy in your system that will create joy in your life. And if you do have joy in your life, it will always be short-lived and it will fizzle out and it will be crushed by something else coming along to take it away. So if you don't have the capacity to imagine what unconditional love feels like, then there's no energy there to create unconditional love in your life. So let's do a little kind of a strange attunement here to bring you into a deeper knowledge on a subconscious level of the energies of joy, of success, of bliss, of optimism, and unconditional love. So you can know on a subconscious level what those energies are and what they feel like, so you can begin to manifest them or more of them in your life. Beautiful. So we're bringing in a deep awareness of who you are as an individual and as a co-creator with the universe, of who you are with the energy of joy and with the energy of bliss and with the energy of optimism and with the energy of unconditional love and with the energy of success. If I left something out, we'll throw it in this as well. Beautiful. Okay, everyone, take a very, very deep breath and hold it for a moment. And release that when you're ready. Okay, so I mentioned in the title for today's event that this is all about metamorphosis, both personal and global. And I do want to do a bit of work on creating impact in the world in a little bit. But I'm going to take some live callers. I'm going to answer some questions in the Q&A. But if you raise your hand and you come on live, I would like for you to answer a question that I have for you. And the question is, what are you doing or what do you plan to do to make the world a better place? So my question for you and everyone who raises their hand and comes on live, you're going to answer this question. What are you doing to make the world a better place? What do you plan on doing to make the world a better place if you're not doing something already? And just share that so we can celebrate it. You know, a lot of times we feel like if we're doing something to make the world a better place, it should not be celebrated. It should be kept secret or something like that. And that's a beautiful energy to have. It really is an awesome energy to create good in the world in a way where you don't go around asking for credit or you don't feel like there's some sort of scorecard that's being kept. So that's a beautiful energy, but it's also beautiful to celebrate how you're creating a better world. And The way I want you to focus on this, what are you doing in positive terms to create a better world? Remember, it's all about that positive energy. It's not about the negative things like I'm not telling lies, or I'm getting into the face of people who are stupid or something like that. Let's keep it in positive terms, okay? Okay, beautiful. And then the second thing I want to state before I start taking questions is that when you're looking at changing the world, it's a really beautiful thing to have a vision of what you would like the world to be like, but that also needs to be in positive terms. And whatever change you want to create in the world, it must start with you on an individual level. That means that when you're thinking about the change you want to create in the world, you're thinking about your role in creating that change. So it's not all about identifying who all the evil people are and what they're doing wrong and wishing that they would stop and wishing that this or that would go away. That's externalizing everything. I want you to internalize your vision of what it is you would like to achieve in the external world. So you can see yourself as an agent of change in the world rather than exclusively focusing on the other people who aren't doing what you want them to do. There's no energy in that. The energy is in you inserting yourself as an agent in the world to create positive change. So just, I know that sounds like really technical and so forth, and I teach an entire course on it, but that's just the energy that I'd like you to achieve in a nutshell. So if you are dialing in by phone, you can raise your hand by hitting *9. And remember, if you are dialing in by phone, it's always much, 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 much better to use the app. The Zoom app will give you a much better experience than dialing in by telephone. But if you are dialing in by telephone, you'd raise your hand by hitting *9. I'm going to start by going to Jesse. So Jesse, I'm hitting the allow to talk button. Jesse, are you muted on your end? Okay, so Jesse, I've unmuted you on my end, but you're still muted. So that means that you need to unmute yourself on your end. Okay, Jesse, I'm going to hold off on calling you, and I'm going to move on to Vicky. So Vicky,
Hi,
hi, how are you doing?
doing good. So you answered one of my questions that I had put in the Q&A, and I put that back there. But to answer your question, I am working with myself. I meditate, I practice tips and tools, I do a lot of work on myself and to achieve the metaphors, to be who I really am. So, and I feel like as I do that, and I can embody more of me, then I can model that out into the world so that other people can see it's possible.
Yes.
And also because I'm a healing facilitator, that as I do that, I can also assist others in doing that, even in my business.
Beautiful. You're completely speaking my language. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Oh,
So can you still hear me?
yes, I can.
Okay, my screen changed on my phone, so I wasn't sure. So it's not really a question, is as you were going through those attunements and really putting in the joy and the bliss and the subconscious mind, could you please also add into their thriving in all areas of one's life?
Yeah, awesome.
I appreciate it because I
Yeah.
don't know how to get there, and some part of me does.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
so this thriving aspect of it, and Vicky, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to put you back on mute so there's no background noise.
That's fine.
Okay, so I've got you back on mute. And so the thriving dimension of this is really interesting because a lot of us, we feel like we're not allowed to thrive if we haven't done enough to help other people first. So some of us are putting the energy of thriving last. After I've done everything I can to improve the world, after I've saved the world, after I've saved other people, after I've sacrificed myself, in order to heal other people in need, then as a reward for doing that, I can thrive. And the truth of the matter is, if you are thriving, if you're thriving right now, that gives you additional energy to help other people. And it helps you model energy that other people can embrace themselves. You give permission to other people to thrive as well. So you're thriving, whether it's emotionally, career wise, in relationships, your sex life, whatever. Um, I want everyone to just kind of embrace right now a notion that you are worthy. You are absolutely worthy of thriving and success in any arena of your life right now. You want to clear away any and all belief systems that tell you that you haven't earned it yet, you haven't paid your dues, you haven't worked hard enough yet to thrive. I'm going to get the truth about all those and clear it away. And then the other part that blocks people from thriving, one of the other parts, is the feeling that if you were truly thriving, you would no longer care about other people. You would no longer have compassion for other people because you wouldn't understand their problems from their perspective anymore. You'd become a bad person if you were thriving. So, anywhere and everywhere you believe that, let's clear that away. And of course, we have all the evidence. We know that there are lots of people out there who are thriving, who are horrible people, who don't care about anyone other than themselves, who have no capacity for compassion whatsoever. I want to clear away any and all belief systems that tell you that you will turn into that if you thrive. Okay, beautiful. Okay, wonderful. Now take a really deep breath and hold it for a moment. And release when you're ready. Okay. Now, one other thing that I want to do with Vicky and for several other people in the group is I want to clear away anything and everything that's going on in your life that um, where lack of success or lack of thriving or the struggle that you have somehow serves you in some way. It gives your life meaning. It gives your life purpose. You feel like if you didn't have the struggle, you'd just fall asleep and not do anything. Or it brings attention, it brings pity, it allows you to connect with people. Whatever, if there's anything in you that benefits from having struggle in your life, let's find a new way to achieve those benefits without the struggle. Find a new way to connect with other people without needing to commiserate in the energy of struggle to make that connection. Beautiful. Okay, everyone take a very, very deep breath and hold it for a moment. And release when you're ready. So I'm going to bring Vicky back up again. So Vicky, I've unmuted you. Can you unmute yourself? So,
Yes. Okay.
yes.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Beautiful. Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. So my question for you, what are you doing to make the world a better place?
Well, like I said, mainly right now, my focus is to really embody these things and make the changes inside of me because
Mhm.
and to really notice and be aware of if I'm in judgment, and if I'm in judgment, to release that.
Beautiful. So I'm glad you answered that way because that gives permission to everyone else to not try to find some, I feel bad about myself because I haven't done X, Y, and Z in the external world. That working on yourself is a way of fixing the world. Heal yourself, heal the world is definitely one of the belief systems that I have. So thank you, Vicki.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and I'm going to try Jesse again. So Jesse, I'm going to try one more time to get you unmuted here.
Hi.
Hi, excellent. I'm happy you're here. So,
Thank
so
you. So I
Jesse,
fell asleep.
oh, you fell asleep. That's what happened. Okay. Okay. So I've got a question for you that you may not be expecting because you fell asleep. What are you doing to make the world a better place?
Yeah, so I wanted to work with the street kids and that in the community um, to do the emotional healing, trauma healing. And so I'm
Beautiful.
doing the relational conversation, uh, coaching and stuff to try and like to set up a social enterprise and stuff. So what you've been doing this morning has just been absolutely perfect.
Thank you.
Um,
So what can I help you with today?
Yeah, so I've been really sick. Um, so I wanted to know why I keep on getting the like the sinus into the teeth,
Hmm.
but I also wanted to know um, it's about the self care too. Why the habits of not looking after myself, or
Yeah.
I think like
Just
from the
answered your
family.
own questions.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so the reason you keep getting sinus infections and other like cold like energies is because you are not taking care of yourself on a physical level. And your body is going to push you and push you and push you until you start physically taking care of yourself. So this is basically your body crying out for help. It's not your body punishing you. It's not your body saying that it wants to see you suffer or anything like that. It's your body's way of saying, hey, you have got to pay attention to me, listen to the cues that I'm sending you, feed me foods that keep me alive and healthy, and step into like energetic patterns and so forth that are relaxing and revitalizing for the physical body. So that's essentially what's happening. It's not that you're cursed with sinus infections or it's genetic, even though there might be components of that, because nothing ever happens for one exclusive reason. There are always like layers of reasons that reinforce each other. But this is happening for people all over the world right now, and it's happening more now than it used to. Our bodies are crying out for help. And the way they are crying out for help is to make you notice them. The best way for them to make you notice them is to hurt, to feel bad, to feel sick, to feel, um, just off, out of balance. So, it's time to make a commitment to, eating foods that are really healthy, doing activities that increase your energy and so forth. And I guarantee you, even if it feels painful at first to go out and do the walking and so forth that revitalizes your body, you'll pass that threshold really quickly. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so I mean, I spent so much money on, doing the foods and the supplements and stuff,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, you're
I
taking
just
way
don't
too many
get it.
supplements. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
supplements, you know, um, it really is true that what you feed your body nourishes your body and like upholds and supports your body. But a lot of times we focus on like a whole um, what do you call it? um, like a catalog of different supplements and so forth. And we think, okay, I'm not taking enough this, that, or the other thing. We spend tons of money on the supplements and so forth. That's a way of externalizing your health because you're focused on those external chemicals that you want to bring into your body to strengthen it. I think it's beautiful to take supplements. But if you're eating a proper diet, you don't really need too many supplements. You might need magnesium, calcium, selenium, a couple of others, zinc definitely. For you, the sinuses will really react well with zinc, but you don't need to like have a encyclopedic knowledge of all the different supplements and spend a lot of money on them. So does that make sense?
Yeah, I still don't get it though, because I've got the garden, like I've got everything here, and I don't know what it is. I put the effort in, but I don't get the results out. So what is it that's
Okay, so
blocking
let's
it?
clear that belief. Okay, so for everyone in the group, anywhere and everywhere you have decided that nothing you do will ever work. Anywhere and everywhere you've decided that it's pointless to put effort into anything because it won't work, and you have all the evidence in the world to show you that the harder you try, the less you succeed. Anywhere you have those beliefs, let's get the truth about them and clear them away. Beautiful. And then just so many of us live in complete and utter fear of the toxins and the chemicals and so forth in the world. And it is true that those will stress your body, but a lot of us take them way too seriously. And we just live in mortal fear of coming into contact with gluten, for example. Had this humorous experience recently with somebody who was madly in love with seitan and was constantly eating seitan, but then was on this anti-gluten uh, kick, and not realizing that seitan is pure gluten. That's what it is. It's protein from wheat. So anyway, if you're living in fear of all of the external stressors and you feel that you need to regiment yourself, and until you've regimented yourself, you will be sick, I want to clear that away and bring in a deeper energy of being able to process the stressors of the modern world with grace and ease. Okay, of course, that doesn't mean that you can go to Chernobyl and bask in the radiation and not get sick. It means that whatever stress comes your way, you can process it physically with more grace and ease and not have to worry so much about, EMFs and so forth. So thank you. So I don't know if that helped at all, but I can sense in other people that that was an energy that would really be helpful.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Jesse. And now I'm going to go to a phone number that's ending in 9255. 9255. I've hit the unmute button.
Is
Hello?
it?
Yes, it
I
is.
don't know. It is me.
It is you, yes.
Oh, Patrick, Sarala from Sydney.
Oh,
Good
Sarla,
morning, my
hello.
dear.
How are you doing?
I am doing very fine.
Yeah, how interesting.
So,
We've got like mostly callers from Australia today. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Mm.
yes.
So,
So,
Sarla, tell me, what are you doing to make the world a
all
better
right.
place?
Yes. I pray regularly before going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I pray for highest best for every human being on planet Earth, including those people who are suffering anyway,
Mm-hmm.
including those people also who is doing horrific things to Mother Earth and all her inhabitants, including people I love and care, I'm attached to develop love and faith in divine, to awaken to their own divinity and oneness of all, to develop unconditional love, acceptance, and respect for themselves. And may they blessed be abundance of love, peace, joy, health, and wealth, and maybe
Wow.
some follow his path. Yeah,
Wow.
I do actually. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. So
Yes.
prayer comes in all sorts of forms, and I'm so
Yes.
happy that you're doing that.
Yes.
Another way of expressing that is just radiating unconditional love and positive regard to everyone, and hoping that everyone can soak up the unconditional love and positive regard, regardless
Yes.
of whether you like them or you think they're doing good things or bad things. You know, there's a possibility that the people who are actively doing harm in the world are doing so because they're starved for love. And so they're so deep in pain that they don't know anything else. So
Yes. Yes.
it can be transformational to extend unconditional love to the world. So thank you.
Yeah, that's what I ask, to develop unconditional love, acceptance, and respect for themselves, you know.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What can I help you with today?
Patrick, we have done this talk with other Elara show and other things. I eat very healthy, very health conscious.
Mm-hmm.
Start take some, you know, recently more, you know, the vitamin K, vitamin D,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, zinc and magnesium, those kind of things, and liver detox kind of thing. But
Yeah.
what I find, I eat healthy food and, you know, cook uh, food are healthy, but heartburn is always there, and I haven't been able to figure out, me and my brother, why it is there.
Yeah. Well, let's do the healing. What I'm here, let me just tap in for a second here.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you, dear.
So you have what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling physically is the feeling of an electrical wire that has its insulation removed. So like a raw wire. So there's like energy flowing through your system that's sparking in different parts of your body. Oh my gosh, ouch.
Oh my goodness, I thought you're talking about my house.
Yeah. Okay. So
Thank
let's
you.
do a healing on this. So for you and your brother, it feels like something that is genetic. It is, as you mentioned, you know, you verified that by saying it's both you and your brother.
Mhm.
But there is a really, it's as if on your nervous system, the insulation is thin in certain parts of your body, like the myelin is thin. So
Yeah.
clear that. Let's do a healing on that.
Thank you, my dear. I wanted to involve him too, but he doesn't understand English. That is the problem.
Yeah. Okay, so for everyone on the call, if you have any type of electrical imbalance in your
Yes,
nervous system, let's do a
yes,
healing on whatever it is, whatever caused it, whatever it creates for you, positive or negative. Just do a
yes.
healing on the nervous system so
Thank
that
you, my
energy
dear.
can
Love
flow.
you.
Thank you. So that
Appreciate you.
energy can flow unimpeded, but not overwhelmingly through your body. And in the case of Sarala, it is overstimulating the esophagus and the stomach, that whole area there. It's interesting that it's thin through the heart chakra region. That
Mm,
implies that the heart chakra is somehow thinning out the um, electrical insulation. So we'll do a healing on the heart as well.
thank you.
Okay, beautiful. Take a deep breath and hold it for a moment. Release when you're ready. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay.
Thank, thank you,
Wow. Okay.
Patrick.
So
Thank
thank you.
you. I will
So
tell my brother what you have done today.
beautiful. Putting you back on mute, and we are going to go to Medium. Hi.
Hello, Patrick.
How are you doing today?
I am good, thank you. Answering your question, what am I doing to better the world?
Mm-hmm.
I told you I belong to several groups that pray every day and once a week. We pray with different people around the world, in Europe, US, in America. And it's funny because a friend of mine sent me a link of a movie called Our Home in English. And it's a channel movie to a Brazilian guy about a spiritual life after death, right? And basically, the light workers unite to pray to put light in different part of the world in the movie. So
Oh,
I
that's
thought
awesome.
I thought that we are doing that already. And so
Yeah, that's
that's
beautiful. So
one.
you and Sarla are doing the same thing, and that's awesome. There's
Yes,
some synchronicity
yes,
and a theme emerging today. So beautiful. Medium, what
yes.
can I help you with today?
Sure. So you touch a point that I'm working today. Today I'm going to clean the house physically and spiritually. And basically, what you just said is that how people can create joy in their life if they don't have the capacity, that they have never experienced that.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
my case, in the house, in my house, in
Hmm.
this land that I am here in Argentina, I felt that a lot of these carnage, they have not crossed over because, first of all, they never experience love,
Hmm.
and they don't know, they are afraid to the light,
Yeah.
and they don't know unconditional love.
Hmm.
So could you
Yeah.
help me
Yeah.
to,
So let's
through
do this.
me,
We're going to
help
do a
them?
couple of things. So let's stop right now and do this
Yes,
so
okay.
far before we move into something else. So the first thing I want to clarify for everyone is that if you, in your current egoic persona, do not have the capacity to understand joy or unconditional love or bliss, that's only true for you in your current egoic persona. Your higher self knows exactly what those energies are. And you can always turn to your higher self to get a taste of them, to realize what they are. So there's absolutely nobody in the world who doesn't have a capacity to understand joy. It's just that they've forgotten what joy is because of victimization and trauma and terrible things happening. After a while, they completely lose their understanding of what joy even feels like. But it's still there, they've just forgotten it. And what we do is we allow it to re-emerge from inside them. What prevents a lot of people from allowing that energy to re-emerge from inside them is they believe that because they can't feel it inside of them, they need external objects in order to get it. So, if I do this, if I have that job, if I get that car, if I get that house, that spouse, then I'll have the joy. But that's not the way it works. The joy comes from within, and all of those things that you get are just, they get swept up along with the joy. So, want to kind of bring in a deeper awareness for everyone that every single positive energy that you can possibly feel already exists inside of you. You have just forgotten what they are, and you've forgotten what they feel like. So it's kind of open up the gateway to stepping into those energies for everybody. And if you're ever in doubt about how to do that, you can always just ask your higher self, because your higher self knows what all of those energies feel like. Okay, beautiful. The second thing I want to get at, and I think this is what you were talking about, but even though I don't remember you actually saying it, is that there are imprints of pain and suffering in the house that you live in. Like the previous occupants of wherever you're living now, they had suffering in their life, and their suffering is infused into the structure of where you're living right now. So let's do a cleansing. Let's do a cleansing on an energetic level of your home to clear away any and all energetic imprints that do not serve you as the current inhabitant of the house. So say yes for that.
Yes.
And that cleansing is an invitation for any entities or beings that are stuck there to move on. And by move on, it doesn't mean you're shooing them away saying, get out of my house. It means you're offering them an opportunity to fly into the light. and be reabsorbed into the universe. And by being reabsorbed into the universe, they are reabsorbed into universal consciousness. Beautiful. Okay, so there's this cleansing going on in your home right now, wherever you live. You feel like your home is reasonably cleansed of energetic imprints. You can intend to have this energy go into your car or support other people in the cleansing of their homes.
Yes.
Beautiful. Now, everyone take a very deep breath and hold it for a moment. And release when you're ready. Wow. Okay, so medium, how do you feel?
It's wonderful. You just read my mind, and also all the things that are happening today with coronavirus. A lot of people are dying alone, and since they have this subit that this, you know, that some of them, they are not aware that they are dead. So therefore we really need to put attention in helping them to go to the light.
Beautiful. So thank you, Miriam. And you said you're in
Thank you.
Argentina?
Yes.
Yeah, Argentina's in really bad place right now with the coronavirus. So we're sending unconditional love to you and everyone else down there.
Yes, thank you, Patrick.
Thank you. And now we're going to go to a telephone number that is ending in 4299.
Hello. This is
Hello.
Colette.
Hi, who is this?
Hi. Colette. Can you hear
Colette, hi. Awesome. Yeah.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. We have such lovely weather here this week. For the most part, I'm doing good. I do have a question, but yes, let's see. Every day it could be something better that I do to help people or help. For myself, I've been doing a lot of little projects. I'm really thrilled around my place, getting things a lot more beautified. And easier to live here. And yeah, let's see. Okay, I'll go with yesterday. Yesterday I was I'll be going to, when this call is done, I was at our local swimming hole in my hometown, and it was good to see some of the people that I see there every summer. And there was 3 girls, they're 23 to 27, whatever. So what is helpful is I like to, I like to help young folks, And so when they're talking and they're talking about stuff, and I don't do the therapy kind of sessions with them or anything like that, but I encouraging. Most important things as I always like to make sure that they, when I say something, it helps them to feel better about themselves, and that whatever they think they may have made mistakes in their life or whatever, that it wasn't. It never is. It's a learning experience, that whatever,
So beautiful. Yeah. So what you're doing is you're helping people with by staying engaged and connected and positive energy.
Yes, exactly. And I don't go down the analyzing road or anything.
Yeah.
And
the analyzing road, it's we can analyze in a neutral way, but a lot of people analyze in a judgmental way. And you're absolutely right. That generally is not helpful. So
we were there enjoying the beautiful day, and
so Colette, sorry to interrupt, but what can I help you with today?
Oh my God! Well, I've been working on myself a little bit. I'm talking physically here. I don't ever ask you physical too much, but I would say about a month I've been dealing with this inflammation and stiffness in my neck. Now my occipital, never pronounced it right, was a lot of inflamed. It's doing a little better. I'm doing better today, but that would be inflamed. Each side of my neck would be, and I did some light lymphatic massage, and the range of motion of going back and forth was very stiff, and now it's a little better. But I don't know what's going on. I feel like I have like a bleed through life or something going on. I won't say what that would be, but
okay. Well, let's just do some generalized healing for you and for everyone else. So I can sense that in the group, there are several people who have neck issues right now. And metaphorically, this is kind of a strained metaphor, but everything that's going on in the world right now is a monumental pain in the neck. So what that
Yes.
means is it quite often strikes us in the throat chakra, that we are
Okay.
blocked from creative expression right now because in the
Okay.
world we don't have the freedom to express ourselves in the way we used to. So a lot of people have the feeling of stifling a scream, that they're just so fed up with what's going on that they just want to scream. A lot of people are in the
Yeah.
energy of anger and they want to scream for anger. So a lot of people are having pain in the neck right now, which is a reflection of how the situation in the world that we're going through right now is literally a pain in the neck.
Oh,
But when
am I
you think
picking other
about it,
people's?
so
Is it
yeah,
other people's stuff I'm picking? Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
let me get to
Okay.
that in a second. So
Okay.
literally it strikes us in the throat chakra. Now you, as somebody who is highly gifted as an empath, you pick up on everyone else's stifled scream
Okay.
as well as your own. And
Hmm.
it's striking you in the neck as well. So we're going to do a healing for everyone. And the healing is a double layered healing that is focusing on whatever pain you're holding on in your body and whatever pain you're holding on to that actually belongs to other people. So you can release that as well. Okay. So everyone, just think of one weak spot in your body that you want healing energy for right now. Because I know that there are a lot of people on this call who are not having neck pain right now. Where I feel it most, and I think a lot of people on the call, it's in the gut. It's in the stomach. It's the power center that most people feel like they're being kicked in right now, but you're feeling it mostly in the throat. So everyone
Yeah.
just think of one part of your body. And now please just accept and receive a wave of healing energy to help you process whatever this energy is with grace and ease, and release it both from your own physical system and to release anything that you're holding on to that you've picked up from others. Beautiful. I see Lillian Curry. Lillian has written that her emotional digestion is out of whack. So this is hitting not just your physical body, but your emotional and mental bodies as well. Wow. Wow.
Oh, sorry, dear. Mm.
Okay, beautiful. Now, anything and everything that prevents you from receiving healing energy for this problem, let's clear all of that away. Anywhere where this condition serves you, or you feel like it's impossible to heal from, or you're not allowed to heal, it's punishment, and therefore you just need to grin and bear it. Anything at all, anywhere where you think that this problem defines you as a person, you have no idea who you are without it. Anywhere where you've decided you must have it because it runs in the family or it's in your DNA, and any other reason for holding on to the energy of this pain. Let's clear it all away right now. Okay, beautiful. Everyone take a very, very deep breath and hold it for a moment. And then release when you're ready. Okay, wow. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Let me put you back
Well,
on
thank
mute again.
you.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome. And let's see, I don't see any other hands raised right now. So, oh, there is one more. No, there are two more. Okay, so I'll get to those in just a second. Just want to take a peek at the Q&A here. Could we please infuse our past creation that we are now completing or dissolving with light and blessings for all the lessons that we receive and involve? Yes, Mediha, yes, you should actually do that automatically always anyway. So let's just, everyone, come into a deeper awareness that the bad things that have happened to you in your life have actually created your viewpoints on the world, that there's benefit in them. So there, if there's anything you're moving away from, we'll just uh, stand in appreciation for all the lessons you learned in the process. So beautiful. I've got Maria writing. I don't know how to, okay, unmute myself. So my question is, I feel so abandoned and left out. Okay, isn't it interesting that you are expressing that you have this energy of being abandoned and left out, and that's manifesting in you not being able to unmute yourself or raise your hand. So that's like it's like a perfect example of how that is manifesting itself in your life on a physical level. So I feel particularly bad today, as I know that they are all, that some friends of yours, I guess, are all at the birthday of my friend's daughter, and that you're being left out. So I want to clear away the belief system that you are holding on an identity level. This is a belief that defines you as a person, defines your experience in the world. Anywhere and everywhere you have decided that you are always left out, that you are invisible, that people forget you as soon as you leave the room, anything like that. Let's get the truth about it all and clear it away so you can stop experiencing that in your day-to-day life. And I know that there are a lot of people on the call right now who have this experience of invisibility because you're afraid to be seen. You're afraid to shine your light, be the center of attention, have people notice you. It feels dangerous for people to see you. And therefore, you've learned over time to hide in the shadows. And after you've hidden in the shadows for a good long time, you turn invisible because nobody can see you anymore. So that's part of what we're clearing. But in Maria's case, it's a feeling that you were born literally invisible, that you were always told that you don't matter, your thoughts don't matter. Who are you to have an opinion about anything? You need to be silent. You need to shut up and let other people make the decisions. You're there to be seen and not heard, and we don't even see you. So if it's clear it on that level as well. Bring in a deeper willingness to be seen, to be heard, to be included, to be invited. Yeah, and I can feel this in myself to some degree as well. It's interesting. I mentioned that on Thursday I did a shamanic ceremony, and got in touch with the shamanic forces. And the question that was asked, that I was asked at a certain point in the ceremony, was, you think that you're an introvert. Said, if people ask me, I'll say I'm the biggest introvert I've ever known. I'm so introverted, it's crazy. So the guides basically said, you think you're an introvert. Are you truly an introvert by nature? Or is it just a fear-based stance? And you're actually an extrovert, but you're so scared that you hide, and therefore you think you're an introvert. So that's a question for me to ponder. I think it's kind of related to what Maria's writing there. So beautiful. Everyone take a deep breath, especially Maria, to kind of create this new energy. Maria, I'm getting some really interesting stabbing on the right side underneath the breast, so the right lung. So I'm going to send some energy for you there. Okay, beautiful. I've got Devrani. I have small intestine bacteria overgrowth. Why is this? Beautiful. I don't know why it is, but the healing that we did earlier should help with that, especially since I felt the healing on the power center level, which is, which controls the intestines. I've got Angela having relationships that are in a void, forgiveness and the ability to stop thinking of past mistakes. I am working with youth, talking to them. Okay, so that's a list of what you're doing to help other people, and your relationships, healing relationships are, okay, thank you, Angela, for sharing what you're doing to make the world a better place. So beautiful. So I'm going to take 2 more callers. If I can find my list, there we can take maybe 3 more callers. So um, it looks like Sathi Joe. Hi, I've unmuted you, but you might
Hi,
still.
Patrick.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hi. Wow, I'm going to try and string a couple of words together now. The session's amazing. Everything's really resonating, and I'd just like to say a big thank you.
Thank you.
To answer your question, I would like to focus on the energies that I share, and they are compassion and forgiveness, acknowledgement, non-judgment, and gratitude, and a
Beautiful.
bunch of others, but they're the main ones. And may I share my question to you now?
Absolutely.
I used to be a high performing individual in the corporate world, and then I had a realization. I changed tracks and did a lot of sort of healing, metaphysical training, and sort of got to the point where I was about to start working. I had some organic clients in a small way, but started working. But I really got hit by a tsunami of trauma, sort of, and I see it came from my childhood and sort of other places as well.
Yeah, you
And
were ready for it.
the most of that has gone, and I'm returning to normal life now, but I'm feeling, I feel like the wind's been knocked out of my sails, and that high performing individual feels like it was almost a past life.
Yeah.
And I just like to be able to tap into that again now, but in a different way.
So I can see what needs to be done already. So I can see already where we need to go with this. So that part of you that was high performing in the corporate world in the past, what drove you to overachieve was so the deep pain energy that you felt inside. So there was a feeling that you needed to work twice as hard. You need to be a go-getter. You needed to really just accomplish in order to, on a subconscious level, feel better about yourself because there was so much pain inside you. Now that pain is gone. Now the pain is gone, and you no longer have that as a tool to motivate you to be the high achiever that you used to be. So let's create a new pathway to be motivated and enthusiastic about high levels of achievement. So creating this new pathway that is you being passionate about achieving things in the corporate world or whatever work environment you're in, because there are things that you want to create and empower, not because you're trying to shield yourself from painful energy from childhood. So let's create that for you and for everyone else right now. Just this deep willingness to just do whatever work needs to be done to create something magnificent, because you want to create something magnificent as opposed to what you used to do.
Thank you.
Beautiful. So it's interesting. It's one you have just proven, you've just demonstrated for everyone how the traumas and the pains and so forth that we have, how they can serve us in certain ways, because the pain that you had from the trauma from childhood drove you to be an overachiever, and you accomplished a lot, but it wasn't satisfying.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what we do when you have energies that don't serve you, but they do kind of serve you in some ways, is we find new ways to get those benefits without the pain. So that's what we're opening up right now. Beautiful. Now take a very, very deep breath and hold it for a moment. And release when you're ready. Yeah, and just imagine what you can create when you're in the energy of wanting to create something magnificent, as opposed to the energy of running away from pain or trying to prove something to other people. And I think you have both of those. You have both the trying to get rid of the pain of trauma from childhood, but also trying to prove something to other people, like your parents, for example, who
Yeah,
didn't treat you well.
absolutely.
Okay, beautiful. So thank you. And so
Thank you. Thank you
yeah,
so much.
you're back on mute. I'm going to take two more callers. We're going to go to Elena. Hi, Elena. Can you hear me? So Elena, you are unmuted, but I don't hear you. So yeah, you were listed as unmuted. So Elena, I'm going to just hold off on you for a second and see if you can set up your microphone or figure out your microphone on your end. And then I'm going to go to Kathleen in the meantime. So Kathleen.
Hi, Patrick. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, absolutely. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How about yourself?
I'm feeling good. Yeah, thank you.
Great. Thank you. I'm wondering if you would be able to help with, I know you can't work on other people, you'd be working on me, but my mom, is gotten older, and it's like concerning me to figure
Yeah.
out if I should have her relocate to my city,
Hmm.
and how do I find a place that she'd be happy to live, and how do I support her and make sure she's happy, like safe and happy?
Yeah. Hmm. Beautiful. So here's what we're going to do. Let me just read into this a little bit because you are absolutely correct in stating that I find it difficult to work on third parties because, they're not here, we don't have their permission, don't have their informed consent. But the question you're asking is about a relationship that you are a part of, not me doing something to a third party to make them behave in a different way. So it's different. So what I want to do is open up the possibility of what I'm sensing with you is that there are creative solutions to this that you're just blind to right now. That there is like a third option available to you that is really perfect, but you just don't see what it is just yet. So I want to open up the possibility for creative solutions that might sound weird on the surface when you first think about them, but they're actually really awesome. Okay. And then as I'm doing that, I want to also send some healing energy into you that targets directly the family history level. So the healing energy would go to you and everyone in, you know, your mother, a couple of generations back, a couple of generations forward. Okay. And we want this to be something harmonious. So the feeling of, for a lot of people, people live in dread of moving their parents closer to them because of potential conflicts and putting your life on hold and so forth. I just want to clear those fears away. Okay, beautiful. So what we're opening up for everyone who's on the call right now is a willingness to explore and even be aware of creative solutions that are ones that you normally wouldn't even think about. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, wow. So is that helpful at all?
That was really awesome. I felt excited when you mentioned the creative solutions. And then
Yeah.
I actually felt pretty emotional when you were sending the energy into the family history. And
Okay,
I don't
beautiful.
think I've ever had that reaction before, but
Oh, wow.
I mean, working with you, but so that must have been really
Yeah.
profound. So I'm
You've
really
got like
grateful.
a funny little sharp stabbing pain down. Um, it's in the belly. It's pretty low down. It's below the kidney. I don't know what it is. Let me just send some energy there for you as well to support you.
Thank you.
And I'm going to put you back on mute. Going to try Elena once again to see if we can get her unmuted. So Elena, you are now listed as unmuted, but I still can't hear you. Okay, and then she's muted again. So Elena, probably going to have to type in your question. And in that case, I'm going to go to Anne. So I've unmuted Anne. Okay, and it looks like Anne is muted on her end as well. Okay, so one thing I want to express, and this might be the issue, is Zoom recently required an upgrade. So if you're using Zoom on your computer, but you haven't upgraded the software in the past month, it can create connectivity problems and not being able to mute yourself. So Zoom now requires you must have Zoom 5.0 in order for it to work efficiently on your computer. So that might be the problem. So I'm going to give up on connecting here and like check out the chat instead. So Elena, if you can type in your question, that would be really helpful. Beautiful. And I don't see anything coming in here. I've got people writing that they are some thank you messages, so I appreciate that. Let's see. Thank you for all the love and support through the last several months. I really appreciate it. So Elena, thank you as well. That's wonderful for you to say. Everyone, if you want me to continue doing free events, I would love some support. I want to send a very, very special thank you to Tommy. Because Tommy lovingly stepped forward to help me get a new microphone. So I'm using this brand new microphone. It's brand spanking new that Tommy helped me acquire. And that, you know, if you were on my previous events, you knew that my other microphone was falling apart. It was unreliable. So that really helps me as well. And then Elena's writing, I've been working on my dog's illness hard for the past 5 days. Can you please look to see if there's any shift to positive and if there is any hope that Kiara will survive this disease? So yes, Kiara is, and you and I have, so everyone knows, Elena and I have chatted by email about this. Kara, I'm not sure how the name is pronounced, is not ready to transition, but not because she's not ready. She would be perfectly fine if she were to transition today. It's not going to hurt her. She's ready for it. She's happy with whatever, but she's holding on for you. And I want to make it so that she can process the energy of whatever she's absorbing from you with more grace and ease. Because there's this feeling in the dog that if she dies, she's not there to support you anymore and you will suffer doubly. So let's just kind of bring in some healing energy for that. And okay. Now, I want to do a healing for everyone and their pets right now. So if you have any pets at all, kind of mentally think about them or invite them to sit on your lap right now, because your pets are very, very proficient at absorbing your energy. And if you're in psychic pain or emotional pain, they will absorb it into their bodies and process it because they are empaths, and that's how they express love to you, one of the ways anyway. So let's do a healing for all of the pets who have been overburdened by the energy they've been processing on your behalf. Just send that healing energy into all of the pets so they can continue to do that, but with more grace and ease so they don't get overwhelmed. Okay, wow. Okay, beautiful. Everyone, once again, take a very, very deep breath. And release when you're ready. Okay. And as I mentioned, I'm exhausted today. My energy is waning, but I've got this, I'm drinking a libation here with some caffeine in it. And I just wanted to show you this mug. So these are my parents. So my parents from like the 1950s. This was one of those old fashioned camera rolls. So I just wanted to share that with you because they essentially made me who I am. I've got such a love-hate relationship with my parents, and I'm sure that you do as well. Many of you do as well. They really put me through a lot, but I appreciate now how they helped me. Not that I needed to go through that kind of suffering with them in order to achieve what I've achieved today, but it's nice to have let go of all of the judgment, all of the pain, all of the anger, all of the resentment and so forth. And now I can just, love them in my heart with my beautiful parents mug. So anyway, everyone, let's bring ourselves back together again. Let's reconnect here. I want to do some integration work. Now lock in everything we've had today and clear away anything that might prevent you to revert to an old energetic state that's less suitable for you. Everyone take a very, very deep breath and hold it for a moment. And as you're releasing, just let go and ground yourself in whatever way you like the most. Okay, we're going to finish with some music, but it's copyrighted, so it won't go on the replay. Everyone, thank you very much. Love, light, and joy to all of you. This is Patrick Prohaska from Lightbridge Academy.